All right, so I have a major update on the Francis Ngannou situation. If you guys don't know or you've forgotten, over Easter weekend, Francis Ngannou was involved in a motorcycle crash, which resulted in the passing away of a 17-year-old girl. However, we have new updates that I don't want to say how Francis in this situation. By no means does it help this situation, but it is a major update in this case. I'm just going to read the article. Um, uh, New details emerge in fatal crash involving Francis Ngannou. Updated details emerge in ongoing investigation involving former heavyweight star. Francis Ngannou made headlines over Easter weekend following reports of his involvement in a fatal motorcycle accident in Cameroon. The incident was widely covered across media outlets and stirred instant speculation online. In response, TMZ Sports obtained a statement from the MMA superstar who said, and this is the old statement, from the very beginning, I've been by the family side, offering support, comfort, and deepest condolences during this time. I carry their pain with me, and my unwavering thoughts and support remain with them as they face this heartbreaking loss. I've met with them privately to share in their grief, and I will continue to stand with them every step of the way. We all read this. Again, I expect nothing less from Francis. And the thing is, when I read this, I don't think it's PR. Maybe it is, but I see Francis stepping up, and he did. He stepped in, he paid the medical expenses, but ultimately, she passed away due to her injuries. But now, this came out this morning. French combat sports media outlet was Sir, a well-followed Instagram account known for its consistent MMA and boxing coverage, shared an update based on an official release from the Yaoundé High Court. So this isn't just a random post. This is coming directly from the court where this case is residing under. The release shifted focus from the accident itself to potential medical malpractice. It read, a serious medical error was made while taking care of Mr. Salma Manuela in hospital, including an overdose of anesthesia. I wanna, highlight that there. So, which directly contributed to her death. This makes this situation way worse. But also, too, I don't want to say this, and just because I'm an MMA fan, and I want to say Francis Ngannou shouldn't have been going that fast on a random street. But it kind of makes the image a bit better for Francis. Slightly. But this still always will be with him. We ask that all light be shed on the responsibility of the hospital establishment and the nursing staff. Absolutely. This is a 17-year-old girl. This, I have no idea of what kind of life she was living. I don't know what she's going to school for, what she did for a job, whatever. But again, that's a 17-year-old kid that lost her life. And again, he is responsible. He caused the injuries. Um, but yeah, this dinner has become notable French-speaking MMA fans. Um, As of now, there are no confirmed updates regarding Ngannou's fighting future. He has yet to book another fight bout following his PFL debut, and the focus remains firmly on the legal and ethical proceeding tied to the tragedy in Cameroon. His next move inside the cage remains unknown, and it's unclear how this ongoing situation might impact his standing with PFL or any potential future crossover opportunities. PFL is done. Um, it remains in scrutiny, and that's it. So, okay, this I hate this situation. I hate this situation. I only wanna. There we go. Camera, can you chill out? There we go. I don't want to milk this situation for viewers. That's the last thing I want to do. The difference of the cause of her death is very, very crucial in this situation. The difference between the hospital being the reason and the physical injuries, it's different in court. It's different in the eye of public opinion. Regardless, because of this event, Francis Ngannou lost the war. Why was Francis Ngannou going so fast on that motorcycle? We will never know. But again, everybody does it. Everybody speeds. You know, how many NFL stars have crashed their car while intoxicated? But this is different, man. Like, what if it was Francis? And in the back of my mind, something I thought about, and I don't think I've said this in my other videos, I kind of think he was speeding as a way to, tiptoe on the line. And maybe in the back of his mind, he went on that drive and, typically when somebody goes that fast, they're blowing off steam or they're thinking about it. Now, obviously, I have to tiptoe on what I say on YouTube, especially in this situation. But like, dude, this is a man at the end of the day. This is a child at the end of the day. This guy lost his kid a year before this happened, and I want to say this again. Reading what he said, I don't think that was PR. I genuinely think that this guy cannot get a fucking break in this world. And it gets me, man. I got choked up watching those documentaries that Mick Smalley did. Why is my video lagging so much? Okay, it was pissed me off. Uh, Whatever. Hopefully it's not bad when it's uploaded. But like, man, Francis, when he came into the sport, blew everybody away. He originally wanted to go into boxing, chose MMA, went swam to France, got out of the sand mines. Well, only trained for a few years, debuted, made the UFC shortly after, and in the span of a few years became champion, ran through mostly everybody. His only losses were to Stipe Miocic and that very, very boring fight with Derek Lewis. But like when you listen to Francis Ngannou, when you go back and look at those press conferences, and you listen to him on podcasts, and when he goes into his past, when he was going through the negotiations with the UFC, and those were tense, man. They purposely gave Still an interim title before giving Francis a fight. Francis said that when they booked the interim title with Gunn and Lewis, Francis said that, I can't fight then, but I can fight a few weeks later. Maybe a month and a half later at most. But they booked that interim title. So they had another guy. Then they booked the fight. Francis goes in there. I'm pretty sure his contract was 800 to win, 800 to show. Then with the champion, with the belt, you get pay-per-view and all of that. But if you lost that fight, the difference between him going and making, around 30 million in boxing, where if he lost that gun fight, he would have been back down to 800K, maybe even 400K. Dana White probably would have thrown him out of the UFC. Now, I don't think he would have. I think the main resentment that Dana White has is that he just got outbid. I think that Dana White deep down knows Francis made the best decision for him and his family. He made more money than he would in the UFC. Again, PFL is in a fucking implode. PFL will not be around next year. I highly doubt it. They're barely able to put together any events this year. They're losing all their stars. Nobody is going near PFL, Don Davis, anytime soon. They were talking about a fight, well, two fights, a boxing match with Wilder, and an MMA fight with Wilder, which I was very interested in. We've heard that rumor for years and that. Like, fuck, man. Oh, it's like, you read these articles, right? You read these headlines. You will never have, eyeball view. You will never really know what really happened. Fuck, man. I don't want Francis to go out like this. I don't want this to be the last thing we remember of Francis Ngannou. I would much rather we have Francis the movie star, Francis the bodybuilder. Fuck, go into strongman. Why not? Like, Francis is one of very few people in the UFC that I listen to. Well, I guess not in the UFC anymore. And he is a genuine dude. He genuinely cares. Anybody who says anything about him, not Dana White, talks about how big this guy's heart is. And to have that through all of this shit, man. But the difference in this case, of, the final story being this woman passed away due to the physical injuries that Francis Ngannou gave her during the accident, or it was the hospital who overdosed her, and that's why she's not here. It's a much different headline. It's a much different situation, and I want to stress this: it was a stupid thing to do. It was a stupid thing to do. Go out fast, be that careless. But again, man, overdosing on anesthesia, that does not sound. Well, going out the way she did, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, especially too. This woman is only 40 years younger than me. 40 years now. Like, I look at myself 40 years ago, and like, you think, oh, that could have happened to me. Like, it's, I don't know. Like, there's not enough prayers for her family, for her, for Francis, for Kobe, his son. Fuck, man. This is getting interesting. I will absolutely keep you guys updated on what comes out on this Francis Ngannou accident trial. But if the hospital is to blame and I was that family, I would be going scorched earth. I have no idea of any Cameroonian law, but if that happened, that was my kid. I wouldn't be mad at Francis. Even if I didn't know he was a UFC fighter and a celebrity. My anger wouldn't be directed completely to that. It sounds, or it's starting to sound like this hospital, these doctors, nurses were negligent. But we will have to see. This is a very important story. I really want to know your guys' opinion. Again, if you are inclined, share this video. We need everybody in the MMA community and as many people in general to know about this story. To honor this lady's name and for Francis, man. God, please give this man a break just for a year. But let me know, what do you think about all this down below? I, I don't want to make the updates, but I will. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Later.